Okay, boys and girls, we're gonna make a line work of art today using all these different types of lines that we practiced in our sketchbook. So I'm gonna keep my sketchbook open to this page when I'm working on this so I can look at these to get some ideas. So I'll put this aside and just look at it while I'm making this work of art. I'm gonna start with a white piece of paper and a marker. And I want to put a dot in the middle and make some straight lines coming from that dot. 6 straight lines, because I want to divide my paper up into 6 different spaces. So I'm just going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of lines. So after I've made those lines dividing up the space, I'm going to use my oil pastels. So I'll put my marker away. Your box of oil pastels looks like this. They look kind of like crayons, but they're a little bit thicker and more oily. So I'm going to choose any color to start, and I'm going to use the lines that I know to make some line pattern. So that means repeating a line over and over. So I think I really like the zigzag line. I'm going to start with that. I'm going to fill this first space up with just a bunch of zigzag lines. They can be together, or they can be going different directions. They can be thick or thin. They can go horizontal or vertical as long as they're zigzag. Okay, pick a new color now. So I think I'll pick blue, a totally new color. And then I think I will pick the loopy line. I really like that one too. So I'm going to start with some loopy lines. And again, they can be thick or thin, they can go in different directions, as long as they're loopy lines. Okay, I'm gonna switch to a new color from the rainbow, so red, and I think I'll try some crisscross lines. I really like the crisscross lines, the way that they go back and forth and cross each other. So I can make some crisscross lines in different directions. Okay, switch to a new color, orange, and I think I'm gonna pick, how about the castle line? This one's kind of tricky. But I really like this one because it can be really different if I go up and down and then big and small with my castle lines. So I'm just going to fill up a few castle lines in here. Okay, my last 2 spaces I'll switch to purple, and I think I'm going to do wavy lines. So I can do big wavy lines. I can do small wavy lines. I can do diagonal wavy lines. Fill up my space with wavy lines. Okay, my last space, I think I'll use yellow, and I am going to make a lot of dashed lines. So that's the little tiny lines that look like the lines in the middle of the road. Little tiny dashes next to each other in a line. Okay, that looks great. Now I have all my spaces filled with lines. Now we're gonna work on using different types of colors using our paint. So there's a little tiny color wheel at your table. It looks like this. You're going to use this color wheel to paint over these colors using the opposite color. We call this complementary colors. So I'll start with my green space. So I'm going to find green on my color wheel, and I'm going to go directly opposite of green on the color wheel, and that should be red. So that means red looks really good when I put it next to green. So I'm going to use my watercolor paint to paint red over that green. So you should have a watercolor paint tray at your table, and we should know from last year to make this watercolor paint work, I have to dip my paintbrush in the water and swish in my color, maybe about 5 times, very carefully, not jamming my brush in the color. Get it super watery and liquidy, and then I have enough paint to go right over that space. Now, the really cool thing about watercolor paint and oil pastel is that I can paint right over it, and I will still be able to see the green. That's because water paint does not like the very oily oil pastel. They kind of separate from each other. All right, that looks great. See how they really pop out against each other, the red and the green from the wheel? That's because they're complementary colors. Okay, go to my next space, the blue space, and I know that blue is right across from orange. So I'll dip my paintbrush in the water and wash all that red away. Dip in my orange 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and then start to paint some orange over the blue. I might need to keep adding some more water to the orange to make it keep flowing and make it really liquidy. But look how good that orange looks with that blue. They really stand out because they're opposites on the color wheel. Complementary colors look really great next to each other. So I'm going to try my best to go in all the white spaces and paint the whole space here. Okay, I'm going to keep going to my next space, red. So I know that red is across from green, so I'll paint green on top. Purple is complementary to yellow, so I'll paint yellow on top of here. Orange and blue, we already know that. And then yellow and purple, so I'll paint purple on top of here. Okay, when I finish, I'm gonna make sure my name is on the bottom or on the back of my paper and put it on the drying rack to dry.